Oh, it came on quite easily. Okay, interesting. Alright, so here I am watching, or I just finished watching, a documentary about Hunter S. Thompson. Someone I quite enjoy listening to his ramblings. And I have all my odd bits and pieces of things available. Writing. And I had to learn how to slow down moving the camera because I know that when I go back and look at the footage, it's usually nauseating because it moves too fast. So I must learn how to sweep the camera very slowly, bring the picture into view, and then settle it back on whatever I'm doing at the moment. So anyway, this is a new experiment that I'm trying where I'm putting all the things that I do together into one thing that I enjoy doing, which is making videos. Now, the bad thing about this is the camera that I'm using at this moment is a very small camera and it has a very wide angle lens, so my features will be distorted greatly, but oh well, it's not the point. The point is to demonstrate the odd and wonderful world that I have created for myself. This interesting place, it is totally mine. I mean, nobody else is here. It is just me. And I actually quite enjoy it that way. I do get lonely at times, but I'm not lonesome. I have all of my artifacts, all of my collection of things that I enjoy are here represented quite well. I'm able to entertain myself in a number of factions, either by watching a movie, looking at a documentary online, or learning about something that I don't know anything about, learning how to draw, and learning to write. I've done a lot of these things over the course of my life, but I don't think I've ever perfected any of them just yet. And that is the whole point of being alive. Unless you're one of the few that I am not entirely aware of, you never really perfect anything in life. It's all still trying to learn how to exist, how to create something better than you have. So I'll be back in a little while, and we'll see how the course of the evening turns out. See you in a bit. Okay, so a slight bit of time has passed, and now it's near 11 p.m. I'm still writing out some thoughts and watching yet another document, well, not a documentary, but an interview between Hunter Thompson and Charlie Rose. And Charlie Rose, for some reason, is able to interview people and bring out the real person. I don't know if it's because of the stage that he used or just because Charlie is able to just communicate with people. Maybe it's a culmination of all these things. I have no idea. But what I'm seeing through this one is Charlie is able to actually bring out Hunter, not Raul Duke, like he appears when he's on David Letterman. I think the argument that was in Hunter's head is like when he was invited to television programs and to be in documentaries or on stage or whatever he's doing, is that he thinks he has to be something, so he creates that character through doing certain things so that he can go up on the stage and perform the way he's expected, what he's been paid for or asked for to come and do, whatever. But with Charlie Rose, what I can see is Hunter sits there a bit, thinks, because Charlie has all the proper information in front of him. He has some of the letters that Hunter has written to people, and he has some quotations from his books, and he asks him straight out, you know, what is this about? What were you thinking? You know, is this right? Is it wrong? Is it accurate? Inaccurate? So Hunter is able to finally find himself through Charlie Rose just asking him the question, not throwing him something blindly going, well, when you did this, what were you doing? Charlie's like, no, I kind of already get what you're saying with this. That's the whole point. And what happens for a lot of folks, the ultimate reality that I've found in the world is everyone wants to be an artist in some kind of way. We want to relate to other people through art, whatever art is for you, whether it be writing, singing, learning how to throw a baseball better than somebody else, learning how to draw something better than somebody else, whether it be learning how to take a better photograph than somebody else, whether it be learning how to make a movie or tell a story in some kind of way. And that's been my purpose and my place for as long as I can remember. I am very fortunate that I still have my first screenplay that I wrote almost 25, 26 years ago now, still in my possession. I don't know how I'm so lucky to have that, because I don't remember all the details, quite honestly. I mean, I know that the last 20 years, my second ex-wife kept it for me. And I thank her for that, because if it wasn't for her, I would not have it. And I have it in my possession at this moment. So, So what I'm doing now is writing a new screenplay. And it's taking forever because I get sidetracked by all the nonsense of living and working and all that stuff. But I think what I was doing with that one was learning how to write, learning what I wanted to write. And I don't know, I kind of lived my life, quite honestly, by my first screenplay. And luckily it didn't turn out exactly the way that screenplay is written, because it's full of a lot of darkness. But what it is I had set up my own expectations of how my life was going to play out. And to a certain degree, it did play out that way. I mean, the end result is almost everything that I wrote about, not in particular details of how the screenplay was written. So that's why now I'm trying to write a new one that's different. It's not the same thing that's here now. And I think a lot of people want to do that. They get to a point in their life where they think something's wrong, and they think it's not right, and they want to improve upon it. Well, the things that I find in my life that are not right is just my inability to follow through with the things that I want to do. Now, earlier when I was watching the other documentary about Hunter, I came across this fascinating little clip of Johnny Depp being on David Letterman program, speaking about like his first introduction to Hunter, and going to Colorado and going to a bar about midnight because Hunter was going to be there, and it took Hunter some time to get there before he finally showed up. And Johnny speaks about how he saw sparks, literally. I mean, you can see his mind working, going, okay, I remember this particular event very specifically, very vividly. And he sees sparks when Hunter, not knowing that it's Hunter yet, but comes into the building. And then he sees all these people, and he explains it very vividly and very, very, very fascinating way, where people are being moved and flying through the air and all this stuff. And then after some time passes, what happens is he finally sees this guy coming through the crowd, and he has a cattle prod in one hand and a taser in the other hand, and Hunter is saying, "Get out of my way, you bastards." Honestly, every time I think about this, it makes me laugh, because that's the truth for everybody. Get out of the way. I've got things to do. And, oh, I have things to do, and I do most of them. My biggest problem is patience. I'm still learning how to write. I'm still learning how to draw. I'm still learning how to take photographs, and I've been carrying a camera around with me for 28, 26, 20 odd years, whatever it is. And I take some decent photographs that I enjoy. And I take photographs that other people say that they enjoy. And I hope that everybody does, because I enjoy them. And I would like for you to enjoy them, of course, too. But the thing is, no matter whether it's being a photographer or an artist or just day to day living, we're all trying to find a perfection in that living. That is the thing. Finding perfection in being alive. Just being comfortable within our own skins and being our own person. And that's the battle I've had for a long time, because I'm not a lot of things that people think I am. I'm not a lot of things that people perceive me to be. I'm just me. I'm just here. I'm Scotty. I'm bored most of the time with my own existence. There's many fascinating things in the world for me to go out and do and see. But I get lazy. I become withdrawn in the world because I don't want to interact with you people. You bore me. I bore myself. And if I were to win the lottery Wednesday and have a great amount of money available to me, what would I do? I would leave where I am now because I don't like it here. I'd go somewhere else. And then once I got there, though, I would enjoy things for a while, and I'd be quite fascinated with going back to the place I enjoyed the most. But after a while, it'd wear thin because I become bored with things. And boredom is it's catch-22. It's a difficult thing to explain, because I hear people saying this all the time, especially youngsters, kids, teenagers, whatnot's going, well, I'm bored. Well, I get bored too. So when I get bored, I pick up a pen or a pencil and I write and I draw, and or I get out in my car and I drive around town and go look for stuff that I really shouldn't buy. I don't need. But it's because we have so much free time in the world nowadays. Too much free time. We're animals, folks. I'm sorry. All of y'all that believe in this higher power thing, I'm sorry, that's probably not real, okay? It's not real for me. It's probably not real. We're animals. We have fur, you know. We have claws that we trim. That's an animal. So with being an animal, we have to exist and we have to fight to keep being alive. But we don't have to fight so hard nowadays because everything has become very easy. It's very easy to get a crap job and buy a crap car and drive to work, make some money, go eat out at a fast food joint, or buy a television set so that when you get home and you get comfortable, you can sit there and watch television for 3 to 10 hours until you finally pass out from boredom and go to sleep, to wake up to the exact same thing the next day. I've got to meet some people that don't follow that particular rhythm. However it works out for them, they have enough money to survive, but they're doing stuff constantly. They're busy. They're out living. They're having a life. They're enjoying being alive because they're doing something besides sitting in a chair watching a television. And then I wonder, why am I not doing that? I have done it a couple of times, maybe 3 or 4, don't remember. And then I go, oh, I don't know why. Because people tell me you can't do that. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to sit in a chair and watch television and be just like the rest of us. Well, guess what, folks? I'm not just like the rest of you. I become caged like an animal. And the more I become caged like an animal, the more I become resistant to everything. I don't like that kind of comfort. I mean, I enjoy it. Don't misunderstand that. I mean, it's very easy to be comfortable. I have a home. I have a place that I go. I have stuff. I have junk. I have pictures. I have computers. I have this and that and the other. It brings me no comfort. The comfort that I want is experiencing something new. And that's something that my second ex-wife and I discussed. She's like, you can never belong to anything or anyone or any place or anything because you will become bored with it. You will become too familiar and go, okay, this is okay. I've seen this. I've done this, and that's the truth. It really is. I become not content, but comfortable. I don't like being comfortable, I guess. Maybe that's my biggest problem. What to do about it? We'll see.